And we've reduced the caseloads on courts so dramatically that, as you've heard, even Wellington Court, which was an all-day affair, is down still today, only 2 hours a week. And the average number of young people in court is 6. 3 checking on their plans and 3 new cases. For the capital of New Zealand, population is about 180,000 people. So that's some of our experiences. We've dropped the use of court dramatically, we've dropped the use of incarceration dramatically, and we incarcerate not under a justice model but a welfare model. Youth justice is the partnership of the best of both. Wellington, as you heard, reduced youth offending by 2/3 over 3 years, and that was because it captured the resources of the community. And Judge Carruthers, in a video clip I've got, has said that a truly restorative community is not limited to what the court can provide, it's not limited to what the welfare services can provide or the probation service, it's limited to what the nation can provide. The generosity, the skills that I've seen in communities has been amazing. And 2 of the projects we ran in Wellington, and I'll finish with just quickly with these, Maori youth, which were prospectors, the Black Power gang, were causing 68% of our court appearances. We reduced that down to 1 person. By what we learnt about the young people we dealt with in family group conferences, told us what their peer group was up to. So we got the community, the Maori community, to come round the whole peer group. And instead of them being a challenge to the young person that had a youth justice plan, they worked with them together through the changes. Then we've done the same for the Samoan community, and theirs were older. They were actually outside our age group, but had big influence on the younger ones. So they were in the adult system, and they did have members of their gang in jail. And one of the key offenders doing aggravated robberies wanted to create a gang that was equivalent to any you'd see in LA or in South Auckland in New Zealand. And so we wanted to intervene while he was in prison. And I thought to myself, we were winning, we were getting ahead. The newspaper reported that crime in this area that this gang was in had almost disappeared within 5 weeks. Our goal with these programs that we ran was only to reduce burglaries over Christmas when people were on holiday, so we didn't come back to a high workload. But they actually ended up being permanent interventions. Crime got so low in that area, well, in Wellington City itself, that when I left through promotion, they never replaced me for 2 years. There wasn't enough work to keep someone going. And today, in that same community, 1 coordinator looks after Wellington City. It's half the size of Christchurch. So therefore, Christchurch, you'd think, would only have 2 coordinators. It's got 10. And that was the difference between getting the whole community involved and running a more nuclear family type approach. So if you're going to have restorative justice, the community needs to take ownership of it. It needs to be embedded in the community, and it needs to be a way of working for the whole community. And it should not be seen as in competition or in opposition to your normal justice processes, but a good partnership, and so that you empower the ability of each other. And that's the key message I suppose I could put across here today, is that we never went out to compete with anybody. We didn't create new programs. We used the people that already lived and worked in that community, that already were doing work. What we did is enhance their ability. When we developed a project, we brought them together in partnership. So community agencies that competed against each other for funding worked together. And we started that first by getting them to work together in a family group conference. And I had a victim, and this will be my final words because I'm over time, well and truly, but I had a victim at the end of the conference come to me and say, "Allan, this is not going to work." And I said, "Why? What was wrong with this conference that made you feel that?" And he said, "No, it wasn't the conference." He said, "That was brilliant. It's my work experience." He said, "I'm a public servant, and we don't work cooperatively with another government department, let alone non-government departments. And you've got 6 agencies here that have to work together around one young person. That ain't going to work." 6 months later, when the plan was completed, he phoned me and said, I've got to change my work ethic. You've proven to me the way I've worked, my working career, was wrong. I need to change it. Those are the sort of stories that I can just go on endlessly with. I've had the experience of probably personally running about 1,500 family group conferences. And I had the opportunity for 18 months to manage it nationally, where we do between 7,000 and 8,000 FGCs a year, family group conferences a year. We've just had a new government, and every time we get a new government, they review our act. First thing they promise to do is get tough on youth offending and stuff like that. But every time, they end up enhancing it. And this is what's happening now. The new sentences we've put in place are alternatives to having young people in prison, but having them in a residential program that's more life skills based and having really good, strong support for them as they transition out. And that's for our top 40 offenders in the country. So we're looking at empowering the court and us in a stronger partnership for our future. Thank you.